first Disney superstar. You've heard of Mickey Mouse, right? But here's what you don't know. Before Mickey existed, Walt Disney created another character, a lucky rabbit who became Universal Pictures' first major hit, made Disney his first fortune, and then was stolen in the most devastating contract betrayal in animation history. And 78 years later, Disney traded a human sportscaster to get him back. Today I'm revealing 10 wild facts about the cartoon character who accidentally created Mickey Mouse and changed copyright law forever. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Number 10. Universal rejected. The first cartoon for looking too old. March 4, 1927. Charles Mintz signed a contract with Universal Pictures guaranteeing 26 Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons. Walt Disney and ubiwerks had just wrapped their Alice Comedies series. Universal wanted to re-enter the cartoon business, and there were already too many cat characters: Felix the Cat, Crazy Cat, Julius the Cat. So they wanted a rabbit. Disney and iWorks got to work. They created the first Oswald cartoon called Poor Papa. But here's where it gets interesting. Universal studio heads rejected it. The production quality was poor, Oswald looked sloppy, and worst of all, he looked too old. They wanted a younger, hipper character. Producer Charles Mintz even demanded Oswald wear a monocle. Disney refused. More importantly, Mintz wanted the shorts to just be hilarious gags. But Disney wanted something different, to make Oswald peculiarly and typically Oswald. Disney and iWorks went back to the drawing board. They created a second cartoon, Trolley Troubles, featuring a much younger, neater Oswald. Released September 5, 1927, it officially launched the series, and it proved to be Universal's greatest success to date. Poor Papa wasn't released until 1928. Its storyline, recycled years later into Mickey's Nightmare. The character that almost failed became a star. Number 9. He pioneered personality animation. Watch any Oswald cartoon. You'll notice something revolutionary. Oswald pioneered personality animation, cartoon characters displaying identifiable emotion. He was haughty, feisty, and overzealous, which led to comical misadventures. Think about that. Most cartoon stars at the time had no personality. Oswald favored the new emotion gag over slapstick. As Walt said, "Hereafter, we will aim to make Oswald a younger character. Peppy, alert, saucy, and venturesome, keeping him also neat and trim." But Oswald had another trick. He could detach and reshape his body parts at will. He used his ears as helicopter blades to fly. His tail became tools. He'd literally pull off his own foot and rub it for good luck. Ironically, his extreme luck tended to backfire, causing him more trouble than benefit. This wasn't just animation. This was character. And speaking of groundbreaking firsts, Oswald didn't just pioneer animation techniques. Number 8. He was Disney's first merchandising goldmine. September 1927. Oswald cartoons are hitting theaters. But something else was hitting store shelves. Oswald became the first Disney character to generate merchandise: a chocolate-covered marshmallow candy bar, a stencil set, and a pin-backed button. Wait, here's the wild part. The chocolate bar was produced in summer 1927, before the official release of the first short in September. The merchandise dropped before the cartoon. These releases aligned with Universal's strategy of maximizing brand exploitation. Through Oswald, Disney realized the potential for character merchandising. And Disney was making money, real money. Walt's weekly salary was $100, while Roy's was $65. The Disney brothers earned $500 per Oswald short and split year-end profits, with Walt receiving 60%, $5,361, and Roy 40%, $3,574. With income from the Oswald series, Walt and Roy purchased 10 acres of land and invested in an oil drilling venture. Oswald wasn't just a cartoon character. He was a business model that would define entertainment for the next century. But that success required an insane production schedule. Number 7. 9 Oswald cartoons dropped in. 1927 alone. 9 Oswald shorts released in 1927 alone. 9 theatrical cartoons in 1 year from a small studio. Disney and iWorks developed an assembly line system that met Disney's desire for top-quality animation while churning out 1 film every 2 weeks, as mandated by their contract. The success allowed the Walt Disney Studio to grow to nearly 20 staff members. Critics and audiences loved Oswald, his offbeat design with long, expressive ears and artfully executed shorts. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit became Universal's first major hit in 1927, rivaling Felix the Cat and Coco the Clown. Oswald was everywhere. And Disney? Disney was feeling confident. So confident, in fact, that he made a decision that would destroy everything. Number 6. Charles Mintz stole Oswald and Disney's animators. February 1928. With the series going strong, Disney traveled to New York to request an increase from $2,250 to $2,500 per short. Reasonable, right? The cartoons were hits, the merchandise was selling. But before Disney left for New York, something happened. iWorks alerted him that Mintz was signing Disney's animators to new contracts, replacing Disney as their boss. Disney didn't believe it. He arrived in New York. Mintz offered Disney $500 less per short. A pay cut, not a raise. But it gets worse. Disney learned that Universal controlled the copyright to Oswald and all profits, regardless of who made the films. Then Mintz made his move. He offered Disney a contract to join his firm as an employee. Think about that. Disney created Oswald. Disney built the studio. Disney made the cartoons, making Universal rich. And now, Mintz was offering Disney a job working for him. Feeling betrayed, Disney turned down Mintz's offer and vowed never again to relinquish control of any of his studio's creations. Mintz took Oswald from Walt, along with almost all of Walt's animation staff, except ubiwerks and a few loyal animators who refused to sign. Disney left New York devastated. He'd lost his character, his team, his livelihood. But on the train ride home, something happened that would change animation history. Number 5. Oswald's loss directly created Mickey Mouse. On the train ride back from New York, according to legend, Disney came up with the idea for Mickey Mouse. What we know for sure, Disney created Mickey shortly after the Oswald deal collapsed, even while contractually obligated to finish the Oswald shorts. Before leaving New York, Disney wired Roy to sign iWorks, one of the few who refused to betray him, to an exclusive contract. iWorks' contribution is immeasurable. Disney had stopped drawing to run the studio. iWorks created the images of Oswald and Mickey Mouse and drew most of the first Mickey cartoons. Disney altered Oswald's appearance and created a new character named Mortimer Mouse. At his wife's urging, Disney rechristened him Mickey Mouse. Think about it. If Mintz hadn't betrayed Disney, there might not be a Mickey Mouse. No Disney Empire, no Disneyland, no Disney movies. From then on, Disney fiercely protected his copyrights, affecting copyright laws to this day. Mickey and other Disney characters would have long since passed into the public domain if not for the intense lobbying for copyright extensions by the Walt Disney Company. Oswald's loss taught Disney the most expensive lesson in animation history: never lose control. But while Disney moved on, Oswald's story continued. Number 4. Universal kept making Oswald cartoons for a decade. Universal continued producing Oswald shorts until the end of the 1930s, nearly 200 shorts to his name. But here's the thing. By the time Universal was done with him, Oswald was indistinguishable from the character Walt and Ub created. He was in full color, his overalls were red, and he looked weirdly realistic, like a sugary cereal salesman. Universal terminated Mintz's contract and had Walter Lantz take over production right on the Universal lot. Lantz actually had a drink with Walt Disney to see if this would cause any concern. Walt, now successful with Mickey Mouse, gave Lantz his blessing. No hard feelings. By then, Disney had moved on. Mickey Mouse was already eclipsing Oswald in popularity. But decades later, something strange would happen to those original Disney cartoons. Number 3. 6 Disney Oswald cartoons are still missing. Of the 27 Disney-produced Oswald shorts, 6 are currently missing. A DVD collection was released in 2007 containing only 13 of the original 27 shorts. Several more appeared over the years. Poor Pop and Africa Before Dark surfaced as Blu-ray bonus features. Hungry Hobos was released as a Disney Movies Anywhere exclusive. A shortened print of Neck and Neck was discovered in Japan in 2018. In 2011, Disney producer Dave Bossert read about a lost Oswald film being sold at auction. Bossert bid and won the lost short. After that, I thought, well, if there's one that surfaced, there must be other missing cartoons out there. And there are. 6 Disney Oswald cartoons remain lost, hidden in private collections, sitting in attics, waiting in archives, somewhere. But the bigger mystery wasn't where the cartoons were. It was how Disney would get Oswald himself back. Number 2. Disney traded a sportscaster for Oswald in 2006. In 2000, Bob Iger became COO and president of Disney. He took a crash course in Disney history and learned about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. In 2005, Iger was named CEO. He had a list of goals, and one was to bring Oswald back. But how? Universal owned him. Disney had no leverage. Then in 2005, the stars aligned. NBC outbid ABC to air Sunday Night Football. Under contract with ABC was Al Michaels, a legendary sportscaster. Michaels wanted to leave ABC to join NBC and reunite with his broadcasting partner John Madden. But Michaels had just signed a long-term contract. ESPN president George Bodenheimer called Iger. Iger responded, "I'd be willing to let Al Michaels go if you can get us the rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit from NBC." Bodenheimer responded, "Who or what is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit?" Iger explained the history. Within a week, the deal was worked out. In February 2006, Disney acquired the trademark of Oswald, with NBC Universal effectively trading Oswald for the services of Al Michaels as play-by-play announcer on NBC's Sunday Night Football. The deal included the original 26 Oswald shorts that Walt and Ubi had worked on, along with rights to Ryder Cup matches, Olympics highlights, Notre Dame football highlights, the Kentucky Derby, and the Preakness Stakes through 2011. Al Michaels said, "Oswald is definitely worth more than a 4th-round draft choice. I'm going to be a trivia answer someday." At company headquarters in Burbank, they celebrated with an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit Day, complete with a parade, balloons, and free lunches. Nearly 80 years after Walt Disney lost him, Oswald came home. But the story of how Disney brought him back to audiences? Even more brilliant. Number 1. He returned in a video game about being forgotten. In 2003, Buena Vista Games pitched an Oswald-themed video game concept to Bob Iger. That pitch is what convinced Iger to acquire the rights. The pitch led to the 2006 trade. Oswald returned in Disney's 2010 video game Epic Mickey, directed by Warren Spector. But here's the brilliant part. The game's plot parallels Oswald's real-world history, dealing with the character's feelings of abandonment by Disney and envy toward Mickey Mouse. As the first toon to become forgotten, Oswald ruled Wasteland, a dystopian realm for forgotten characters. Though initially spiteful of Mickey's overwhelming popularity, the two eventually joined forces. Warren Spector explained, "This is a brother story. It's asking how important are family and friends to you. Older brother, rejected by his dad, resents younger brother for stealing the life that should have been his." Think about that. A video game about a forgotten cartoon character who resents the mouse that replaced him, starring the actual forgotten cartoon character who was replaced by that mouse. Art imitating life, imitating art. Epic Mickey reignited public interest in Oswald. He's appeared in video games, merchandising, the 2013 short Get a Horse, and starred in a 2022 cartoon for Disney's 100th anniversary. In 2014, Oswald began making meet-and-greet appearances at Disney California Adventure Park. Oswald merchandise became available at Disney stores, including Oswald Ears hats. just like the ones Mickey made famous. Rebecca Klein, director of the Walt Disney Archives, said, "Oswald was truly Disney's first breakout cartoon star. He allowed Walt to create a unique character that was charming, lovable, a bit naughty, and truly appealed to audiences. Oswald taught Disney everything: how to create personality in animation, how to merchandise characters, how to protect copyrights, how to survive betrayal, how to build an empire, and he's still here." So there you have it. 10 wild facts that prove Oswald the Lucky Rabbit wasn't just Disney's first cartoon star. He was the character who taught Walt Disney how to survive in Hollywood, the betrayal that created Mickey Mouse, the lesson that changed copyright law forever. He lost everything. He was forgotten for 80 years. But Oswald came back, and now he's exactly where he belongs, at home with the company his creator built. The wildest stories aren't always in the cartoons. They're in the contracts. But here's something I didn't tell you at the start. Just 14 years after Oswald debuted, another studio would revolutionize animation with the most expensive cartoons ever made. Cartoons so advanced, they gave Superman powers he never had in the comics. Click this video to discover how the 1941 Fleischer Superman cartoons invented flying, heat vision, and changed superhero mythology forever. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss what's coming next. I'll see you there.